Welcome back to the 7th video of my 25 Days of Flutter series. In this video, we are going to be looking at building layouts. So as you recall, in the last video, we took a look at a bunch of common widgets. And then before that, we took a look at more properties of widgets. We looked at columns and rows, the difference between stateless and stateful. In the third video, we looked at how everything is a widget. So in this video, we're going to be taking all that knowledge and applying it, actually building a layout. So we are going to be building this app right here. It's a pretty basic app, but it will allow us to use the basic Flutter widgets to get this up and running. So I have my app here open in Visual Studio Code. We are pointing home to a stateless widget, and as you can see, it's just a simple class. So the first thing that we want to do is the app bar up here. So if we go back to our code, our app bar has a background color of black. Let's go ahead and change that to white. Okay, there we go. Let's also remove the elevation because in the image it blends in with the background. And it looks like the color isn't quite matching up. So we can go to the scaffold widget and change the background color to white, just like that. Now the entire screen is white. So the next step is to add this right icon and the left icon. So to do that, those are just properties in our app bar. We want to add a leading icon, and this will just be an arrow icon, arrow back. That looks good. And let's change the color of this icon so we can see it. We'll make it black. There we go. Here's our icon. And this could be an icon button, actually. Let's do that. Because if we were making an actual application, we would want that button to be clickable. And then what we're going to do here is this takes in the icon property. And then we also need on pressed event. We'll just set this to an empty function. Just like that. Next was that right icon. So for that, we're going to add another property on our app bar, and that is the action list. There we go, actions. And we can just say, and we just declare another icon button. So let's copy this. And we want that to be, I believe it's ellipse. Okay, so I can't find the exact icon like they have here. So we'll just use this icon. So next we have some text. So what we're going to do is this entire thing, we want it to be scrollable. So we're going to wrap everything inside of a list view. And then we can have a text widget for business, a text widget for this title. And then here, what I'm thinking is we can put a row and then two text widgets. So let's go ahead and do that. First, in our child, let's make this a list view, and we'll give it children. And the first child is that text. And if we go back here, the text is business. And I'm going to add this text next before we style that text. All right, there we go. We have that text. And you'll notice, because I want to add this apostrophe inside of our text, I need to add this / in front of it. And that will disregard this as an escape character, and it will just process it as text. Now, another way I can do this is change the single braces to double quotes. So I can just do that. But I'm just going to keep it as single quotes and use this. Okay, next we want to add that row, and this has the two text widgets. All right, there we go. Let's format this up and take a look at this. So as you can see, there's no styling right now. So let's go ahead and change that. The first thing I want to do is add some padding to this list view. Let's remove this center that's not doing anything. There we go. And then let's refactor this and add a padding widget and see what that default padding does. All right, that looks good enough, 8. Maybe we can change it to 10 just to give it a little more padding. So let's first style this business. If we go back here, we'll notice it is in all caps and it is a red text. So we can do that by using style, and then we can say text style. And this takes in a bunch of properties so we can style our text. The first one that we want is the color. That will be colors.red, just like that. Let's increase the font size just a little bit. Maybe we'll make it 20.0. See how that looks. Okay, that looks good. And then I also want to make the font weight a bold. So we'll say font weight.bold. And let's bring this back down to 18. And the last thing that I want to do is make this text uppercase. And I could just retype it all uppercase, but a better way to do that is to use a method. So we can say dot, and then we get a bunch of different options here. The one we want is to uppercase. And you'll see here that it converts all characters in the string to uppercase. And if they're already uppercase, it just returns that. So we'll do that, and we should see them go to all uppercase. Okay, so let's move on to this text here. We'll give it our style. And the first thing that we want to do is change the font size. We'll make this 25. Let's actually change that to 30. So next, I want to give some padding between this text and this text. So I'm going to do that by adding a sized box. We'll just give it a height of 5.0. That will just give us a little bit of padding there. All right, next, let's style these text widgets inside of the row. So they are going to be a bit smaller and gray, and we also need to space them apart. So let's space them apart first. That will be the main axis alignment, and we'll make that space between. There we go. Let's put another size box above this. Let's give this one a height of 10.0, and let's change the style to both of these and change the color to gray. All right, there we go. So that is looking good. Next up, we have this image here. So we can say image, and we'll set our image to a network image, and inside of here, we can paste in our image. And I'm just going to use this image because I don't have this exact image, but that's fine. So I do notice that this image goes all the way to the edge, and the text doesn't. So let's fix that so ours replicates that. What we're going to have to do is remove the padding from outside of the list view and wrap it around each one of these widgets individually. Or what we can do is we can copy all the widgets and put them inside of a column. So do that, copy, and then add a column widget. And inside of the children list, paste all that. Okay, so we have the same stuff, and because we use the column, we need to specify our main axis alignment, which will be start, and our cross-axis alignment start as well. Okay, there we go. Now everything is towards the upper left. So now we can go ahead and safely remove this padding, just like that. So now there should be no padding. So the image is fixed, and now we just need to add the padding around this column. So refactor, add padding. There we go. Now we have the padding around that, no padding around the image. And then below the image, we can do the same thing. We'll add a column. We'll give it some children. And then we will wrap the column in padding, just like that. And the children we want below this are just 2 text paragraphs, 1 and 2. And let me just go ahead and grab some dummy text from the internet. So lorem ipsum is the industry standard for dummy text, and it's just random words. So let me go ahead and we'll copy 3 of the paragraphs. So we'll do 1 here. Now if we look back at our app, we have that text coming through. So we need to format that text now. So just looking at this, I need to add some space between the paragraphs. I need to add or increase the line height of the text, and that should do it. So let's add a size box above the text and below the image. Give it a height of 15.0. And the size box here will make that 15 also. And let's put a size box above the image as well. We'll give this a height of 10.0. So we need to style the text. So we can go to the end here, put a comma and format that up, and then we can say style, text style. Let's give it a height, let's say 2. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so that increases it a little bit. Maybe we'll try 1.5. All right, I like 1.5. And as you can see, the list view, we're able to scroll. So that's nice. And I think that's it for these text styling. So let's just copy and paste this to each one. Okay, there we go. And then let's put a size box to get some height between the paragraphs, maybe 10.0. Now I just want to change this padding from 8.0 to 12.0. Just get it pushed more towards the middle, maybe 16. There we go. That's looking nice. Okay, so that is it for this video. As you can see, we were able to take this design and translate that to Flutter code, as you can see right over here. So in the next video, we are going to be taking a look at how you can build your own custom widgets.